And welcome back. Johnny, let's try this again in Altadena, California, watching Free Speech TV. What's on your mind today?
Hello, Tom. Thank you for taking my call. I've enjoyed your show. I'm a member of a book club, and I've learned a lot.
Well, thank you.
My reason for calling is because of the affirmative action stuff that's going on right now, and I'm listening to some of these people in the public that has no knowledge about what affirmative action is. I was in the military when that started. I joined at 18 years old. I volunteered and joined the Navy. I spent 20 years in the submarine force. During that time, it became apparent to the top senior military people that the enlisted men that are not part of the dominant society was not getting advanced at the same rate in Vietnam that other people were, doing the same job, getting killed at the same rate. So they said we need to do something to level the playing field, which was affirmative action. You had to do the same thing that everybody else did to advance, but if you did, you would be considered. Later on, I retired from the military. I retired from Subland headquarters, where I held top secret clearances for 20 years with special access. I applied for a job that was a job that was doing research and development for the government, so they had affirmative action as well. I enrolled in the college. I was taking computer classes. I got that job. I was competing against the dominant society people. That was college, but I was hired. I was hearing about affirmative action at that time. I corrected people. I got that job because I had 20 years experience and I had top secret clearance, so it was part of required to do the job. It had nothing to do with just giving me a job because I walked in as a black man and asked for a job. I worked hard. I had a lot of pride in what I'm doing. I supported this country at a critical time, and I still do. I'm upset about what I'm hearing from these people that have no knowledge of what they're saying. This young lady in Texas that's saying she's being discriminated against, I wonder if she ever said anything about the other people that's being discriminated in the same way. That's all I have to say. You can tell by my tone. I'm upset hearing this. This is my country. I served it as faithfully as everybody else have, and I don't like what I'm hearing. Yeah. And thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome, Johnny. And I'm thank you for sharing your story with us. It's a meaningful and important one, and another example of, the tragedy that conservatives have used affirmative action. They've vilified affirmative action. They've trashed affirmative action. To the point that it's become almost a slur. And affirmative action has done tremendous stuff for this country. And the one program of get you into college at the front of the line that I would like to see done away with is the affirmative action program. It's not even an affirmative action program. It's basically a welfare program for the rich kids whose daddies have given a lot of money to their colleges. For example, Jared Kushner did not have the grades to get into Harvard, at least according to many of his colleagues in the press. But his dad gave a couple $1 million to Harvard, and all of a sudden they were like, oh, yes, your son wants to go here, no problem. And, that kind of program, these are called legacy admissions, that kind of program I'd love to see blown up. But I doubt that a billionaire in the White House is going to do that. But affirmative action programs, have done a lot of good for this country. Johnny, thank you for the call, and thanks for sharing your story with us. I appreciate it. It's nice to hear from you. And you said it so well. Thank you. We'll be right back. It's coming up on about 11 and a half minutes.